My name is Doug Ruth, and I'm the Dean of Engineering. And on behalf of the University of Manitoba and the Faculty of Engineering, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to yet another great event in the EITC atrium. So welcome.
Now that is the smile and charisma of a leader, a mentor, and a friend. Hello, friends of engineering, and thank you so much for letting me be a part of your gathering, in particular for letting me pay tribute to my friend and to the man who first dreamed that there could be a Friends of Engineering, Dr. Doug Ruth. Doug left us earlier this year, but he is in no way gone. His legacy will live on. When I was first asked to do this video, I had some concerns because with COVID restrictions being what they were, I wasn't sure how I would be able to go around and get interviews of people to talk about Doug. Where would I get the pictures? Where would I get the memories? Turns out I had a lot of those memories already. It seems that we've known that Doug Ruth was amazing for a very long time. And so I've pulled together some footage that may be a bit older, but just as true today as it ever was. Aside from his family, Doug Ruth was most passionate about the promotion of the profession of engineering and about the education of the next generation of engineers. And Doug Ruth did both of those better than anyone.
Certainly during my career, I've give many talks on engineering and the importance of engineering, but what people don't really appreciate is the fact that, and I'll use my example, if you stand in the corner of any city in the world and turn through 360 degrees, literally single thing you see is impacted by engineering. And it's engineers who must take responsibility for all of those things. So it's very important that people do appreciate how important engineering is to the world.
I think the legacy is that the Faculty of Engineering is now a part of the profession of engineering in a way that it wasn't before.
Doug has left an incredible legacy at U of M. Number one, our business is powered by the engineers that U of M produces. And Doug has himself impacted the vast majority of the engineers who now work at Price. And many of them talk about Doug as having been a mentor and a kind of model of the type of engineer they would like to be. The second major legacy that comes to mind is Doug's tireless leadership and drive towards making the engineering and information technology project a reality. Doug was tireless on this project, relentless. He went through the gauntlet. He was on the road constantly. He was always seeking out new funders and new donators and encouraging others like myself.
Well, I don't think there's any question that everybody will associate him with the engineering, information and technology complex. Doug was really the energy, the enthusiasm, the drive behind it, and his willingness to go everywhere coast to coast and promote it and raise the money and all that. It'll be associated with him.
Well, I think I'm standing in part of the physical component of it. There's no question that the realization of the engineering and information technology complex is the physical manifestation of everything that he accomplished during his tenure as dean. But I think that a legacy is beyond that. You know, in a sense, when you run a capital campaign, or whether it's for the whole university or for individual components within it where the dean is the lead person, it's also a way of raising friends.
Personally, I think his legacy is going to be through something like the Friends of Engineering and the alumni and all the contacts that he's built up.
The Friends of Engineering is and will be a major part of Doug's legacy. He was thrilled to see industry so passionate about the faculty. His love of the Faculty of Engineering at the University of Manitoba wasn't just because he was a professor or department head or associate dean or even dean. He started loving the Faculty of Engineering as a graduate of the Faculty of Engineering. There was nobody better to be dean during our faculty's Centennial celebration, even though it was a tough thing to put together. I remember the December before our Centennial year being called to Doug's office for a meeting. It was the most concerned I'd ever seen him. We had no budget to do any of the things that we had promised our alumni that we would do for our centennial year. But we both took our Christmas break and brainstormed on how we could make this work. We came together in January, and because he was such an amazing friend raiser, we were able to find the money to do all the things we said we were going to do, and a little bit more. And I'm thrilled, because there was no one more qualified to be dean when this happened.
Our students work hard and they have a reputation of playing hard, and this persists into their future as professionals. We are neither always reverent nor politically correct. It is therefore perhaps appropriate that we kick off our 100th year celebration by invoking a most cherished tradition. I would therefore call on our reunited band to lead us in a rousing rendition of the first verse, and the first verse only, of the engineering hymn. Ladies and gentlemen, let the party begin.
The picture I have of Doug is one of this, tall, imposing figure, but so friendly, where he comes cutting across the atrium and saying hi to students, staff, visitors, stopping to yik-yak, share a joke, and that's my image of Doug Ruth.
And the twinkle in his eye constantly. Doug has set a high standard for a dean, I can tell you, and I apologize to previous holders of the job, but Doug has set the standard.
And that's what it looks like. And you will notice that the most prominent feature is the engineering band.
Doug had a little thing he did at every event where he would actually find the youngest grad and the oldest grad, most recent graduate and longest out graduate, and he'd bring them together for a photo with him. So whether it was someone from 1929 to 2008 or something, he would put them together, and they always would share a conversation after. But he was fabulous. He was always the first one there and the last one to leave, making sure if he could buy a grad a drink or hear about their career or their families or whatever it was that was important. He was fantastic.
I have a very strong memory of Doug at an alumni event in Asia, getting all of the engineers lined up to sing drinking songs. Most of them had already been drinking.
For about 2 years, Doug and I shared an office and went through our masters together at U of M before he went off to Waterloo for his PhD and I went down to Lehigh for mine. And he was a great office buddy, very diligent, but still had fun. My wife and I knew Doug and his wife Bev very well. We've had parties at our respective places and have memories that I'm not allowed to repeat associated with those parties. But who knows, maybe after a couple of drinks we'll share those too.
Let's make that a plan. Once all of these COVID restrictions ease, let's all get together and raise a pint of Guinness to our friend, Doug Ruth. The Friends of Engineering is indeed a big part of Doug's legacy. And now it's up to you to make sure that that legacy lives on. And you've got some work to do. Keep building those relationships between industry and the faculty. Keep promoting the profession. Keep promoting the faculty. And above all, keep making friends. I'm going to leave the last words now to our friend Doug Ruth, and a little blooper at the end that I just couldn't resist including because it's just so Doug. Thanks again for letting me be a part of your evening and for letting me honor our friend.
One thing I do know, the last 11 years have been the best of my professional career. Working with the incredible students, the incredible staff, our incredible alumni, our incredible donors, and my incredible industrial partners, I think we've made a real change at the faculty, and hopefully in the province of Manitoba.
You know that's going in.
You know that's going in.
You know that's going in.